Yeah.
It's not, for me, it's not judge or bust. I know it is. You said it was for you.
Oh, it is for me.
Okay.
And you can Jock Peterson me all you want. And yeah, $19.6 million. It doesn't affect how much it's going to cost me to go to a game and all the rest of it. So if you want to spend $19.6 on a guy who's only going to face righties and play half the year, that's fine. It's your business. It doesn't bother me. If you don't get Aaron Judge, that would bother me.
Well, if you don't get Aaron Judge and you only get Jock, I'm super bothered.
Right. Luckily, not that many big names have come off the board yet.
Right. Like, I mean, they're not going to do that here in mid-November. But if you don't get Judge, but you walk out with Carlos Correa the next day or something like that, that's why I mean it's not Judge or bust. I do think it's big name or bust. I absolutely think that. But there were a couple things so far that have happened that understandably trigger Giants fans. And in fact, we've got a few of them on the YouTube chat, and good morning on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you for being with us. And you can absolutely call 888-957-9570, Xfinity mobile text line there if you want to fire something off to us there as well. But there's a few things that Farhan Zaidi has said so far publicly that are going to bother people just because of where we've been. And so while the Yankees are in one hand going, we just signed Anthony Rizzo, Aaron's best buddy, and we're talking publicly about Aaron Judge every day, the Giants are over here going, well, Jock Peterson was plan A, and you know whose name came out of Farhan Zaidi's mouth yesterday?
Who?
Tommy LaStella.
Oh, boy.
Exactly.
Extension?
No.
Are we going to look for an extension?
This guy.
Rip up the deal?
I hope what he's doing is climbing the staircase to some sort of a release or whatnot. But what they said was, look, Jock Peterson's going to be the left-handed DH. That's what Jock Peterson's going to do.
Right.
Now, that's important because what he's saying is he's not one of our outfielders. I'm hoping that means because we've got other plans.
Well, they better.
For corner outfield. So he's not going to be our outfielder, which means he's the DH, which means, as someone asked, well, what does that mean for Tommy LaStella, who never should have been a DH in the first place because he's not a good enough hitter?
He's a slap hitter.
Okay, so what does that mean for Tommy LaStella? Well, Farhan goes, well, he's going to have to be healthy enough to play multiple positions in order to play for us this year. Well, what happens if he can't? Well, they're not going to answer that yet. So hopefully his name coming up is simply a precursor to him not being a part of their plans this year. That would be my preference. But if you're Farhan after the year that you've just had, and that's what you come out saying, Jock Peterson, Tommy LaStella, and we have declined the option on Evan Longoria, and
Carlos Rodon's walking.
And we're still talking. We're still talking to Carlos Rodon.
He's gone.
And let's see what else we got. Yeah, they signed. They made a trade with the Rays for someone that no one's ever heard of.
Right. That's a Farhan move.
When these are your first moves, it's understandable that people are going to go, here we go again.
Right. And until you prove otherwise, because right now the biggest deal you've ever done was for Carlos Rodon, and he was here for 1 year. You inked DeSclafani and LaStella for 3-year deals. Now, neither of those guys you probably really want on the team. And LaStella is making 11.5 this year, and you're already openly saying he may not be around. You might be better off if he's not around. If he can't play multiple positions, you don't want him to DH. So that's $11.5 million that you're just going to flush down the toilet, theoretically. And again, not my money.
That's fine by me.
It's a mistake, and it highlights what Farhan has done so far, which is not do very well at the top end of the market. A lot of misses. Carlos Rodon on a short deal, that was a hit, but now he's most likely going to be gone. And meanwhile, you're just back to your backfilling your roster just like you always do.
Well, here's one thing I will accept about the Jock Peterson move. The way Farhan said it is he is going to be our DH when there's a right-hander on the mound, which is most of the time. Okay, so it's not half. It's what? 70?
2/3, yeah.
Whatever. 70% of the time, this is going to be our DH. That's a good plan. That's fine. Like, Jock Peterson is absolutely worthy of that position. If he had said, this is our corner outfielder. This is someone who we're planning to play 150 games.
Played 102 games and left last year.
Yeah, and Jock responded by saying, look, I want to be ready. Like, I want to play better defensively. That's my focus this offseason. That's great. Love you to be an option so they can stick you out there if they need to. But no, if you need to be more athletic and you need boppers in left or right field, you need that's the spot that we're all going for. So the Giants were saying Jock was our plan A to be the left-handed DH. I can accept that, and I could give a rip how much they pay him for 1 year.
And who will be the right-handed DH? Just a variety of other guys who aren't in the lineup in the field that day.
Don't know yet.
Flores,
Don't
or
know
maybe
yet.
it's VR or
Slate.
J.D. Davis, because you have a ton of third basemen.
Yeah, J.D.
And
Davis
they all can't play third base.
Right.
So if one of those right-handed sticks is not in the field, they could be a DH.
Davis, Flores, Slater, depending on what. I mean, and by the way, that's fine. Those guys can rake. Flores is a good hitter.
Yeah.
Flores is a good hitter. J.D. Davis in his time with the Giants, good hitter. So I don't.
What?
No, I know, but you're not going
to from the noon to 3. I give myself a 3.
You're not getting 25 stars.
No.
You might not. You're not getting 4 stars. Baseball teams don't have that. They
Who's your biggest star right now of players you have inked? Is it Jock Peterson?
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's my problem.
Oh, I'm in full
Logan
agreement.
Webb is probably your best player, but he's not a star.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement. I'm just saying, like, the roster is going to still have those people. The roster, like all baseball teams do. You ever go to a big baseball fan? You ever go to a game and then, like, especially in 2022, maybe is this because I don't play fantasy baseball and I don't collect baseball cards since I was about 12 years old. But do you go to a game and look at the other team's lineup? Who?
Do 2 or 3 guys every team, yeah.
2 or 3? How about 6 or 7?
On who you know.
I mean, the Angels could come to town and you're like, yep, Trout, Shohei, and
Yeah.
What? Like, that's baseball. So I don't mind if your DH is a combo of Jock Peterson and Wilmer Flores. If Aaron Judge is in left and Carlos Correa is short, then we're fine. Absolutely fine. But if you're asking Jock Peterson to be your number 3 hitter and play 130 baseball games and you're centering your entire free agency around him, yeah, you got a problem. I don't believe that that's their plan. That's the scary part, though, here is. He literally referred to Jock Peterson as the left-handed DH as Plan A. We have a Plan A. And Jock, as our left-handed DH, that's who we had penciled in on Plan A, which also means Plan A includes somebody else in left field. I like the sound of that, but it's just a plan.
Right.
You got to go get it.
Right now, who would that be? Because you have a variety of, just kind of mediocre, okay, ARB 2 and ARB 3 guys. So you've got late night Lamont.
It's Aaron
You've
Judge.
got Yaz. But
Aaron Judge.
If you don't get Aaron Judge, and it looks more and more like you're not going to get Aaron Judge.
Does it?
I think so.
That's the question I have for Chris Kirshner, because go ahead, and then I got one that looks like, it's getting worse, and then I got one that looks like it's getting way better.
I think it's getting worse. The Anthony Rizzo thing hurts because, not that he's going to stick with his bestie and that's the way it's going to go, but the fact that Rizzo opted out and then chose to stay tells me that the Yankees are aggressive in trying to keep guys that they want to keep. And presumably, Aaron Judge is a guy that they would like to keep.
Yes.
So the fact that, there hasn't been any real chatter around the Giants and Judge or the Yankees and Judge since we went to Linden, it feels to me more and more like Judge is going to stay.
So here's what I would say. Actually, let me start with a question. Have you ever known a major free agent to say, I chose to sign here because of that teammate right there?
I'm sure it's happened.
I mean, you could sort of say it, I guess, in basketball. Start with LeBron and go into the Heat. It was like, I'm going to pick this teammate and pick this
Basketball
teammate.
happens a lot more.
It does, although it's usually more like, let's concoct a team, not I'm staying here because I love that B-plus player that's on the team with me. He's my really good buddy, and so I'd like to spend the rest of my life with him. Judge and Rizzo are not getting married. Judge has already got a
you
wife.
don't know that.
Well, he's got a wife.
We talked about divorce earlier. It could happen. Stranger Things. I don't know if Stranger Things have happened.
Shout
out Stranger Things in the Upside Down.
People do got stuff going on, don't they?
All kinds of things going on.
Stuff going on.
I think that normally when a player is going to leave a situation like that, it becomes a little bit more telegraphed. And maybe Judge is a private guy, and we know that his family is certainly private. We couldn't talk to anybody in Linden when we were out there. So maybe he goes about things differently, but normally when a player is going to leave, there are more signals to me that come out either from him, from the agent, from the team, etc., and I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, so here's the other side to this, and this will also be a question for Chris Kirschner, who covers the Yankees so closely and joins us in 15 minutes. Have you noticed the way the Yankees are handling Judge? Okay. The Yankees daily, at the ownership level, people with the last name of Steinbrenner.
Heard of him.
Are daily right now in front of the media going, we love Aaron, and we've told Aaron that, and we've told Aaron that he's the centerpiece of everything that we're doing, and we also have signed his good friend. And just trust me, Aaron knows that. I told Aaron just yesterday that we're going to be very, very aggressive with everything that we're doing. He knows that we are able to not just sign him, but sign more free agents because we would like to win the World Series. And we've told Aaron that, and we've told Aaron that we love Aaron, and we've told Aaron that we love Aaron. If somebody's acting like that, it tells you what?
That they're interested in keeping Aaron Judge. Maybe that they're a little bit needy, or maybe they're a little insecure. Yeah. That's where you're trying to get me to, is they're insecure about the situation. And I would see it the other way, where they're going to go full court press in the media, outside the media. Heck, they're probably going to Linden right now, going door to door.
But why would you do it to the media? Bill Belichick has made a career of winning Super Bowls without telling the media a damn thing other than what the next game on the schedule is.
Cincinnati.
That's what I mean. You don't need to tell the media. Tell Aaron. So why?
Well, they're saying they're telling Aaron.
Why? Right. And then they're telling us that they're telling Aaron. Why would the Yankees do that?
Just in case they lose out.
They're
covering their ass.
There you go.
CYA, Mark.
There's two reasons you would.
NY.
There's two reasons you do this. Thank you.
That's you got to do that.
You do. There's two reasons you would do this.
And both reasons I think are equally appropriate, equally true.
One of them would be we're trying to get the message to Aaron because he doesn't really want to talk to us right now because we've had our chance to talk. Aaron, every time we call him, says, here's my agent's number. Give him a buzz. You could tell him. So we're trying to get messages to Aaron through the media, or, as you said, the good old CYA.
Oh, yeah.
Cover your rear end, because if we don't get him, hey, fans, oh, my God, did we try.
Yeah.
We begged the living hell out of Aaron Judge. We'll put a C on his chest. We'll give him all of the money he wants. We've got New York. We'll give him teammates. We'll sign his best friend. We are here to tell you we did everything we could because, my God, if you lose the biggest free agent and you're New York, let's not forget that dynamic. This is the Yankees. They take other people's free agents. They don't lose huge names to the Giants.
Oh, no. No, we don't.
They don't do that. So they got to get ready for if that happens, there's a PR problem. I mean, you don't need to tell us. Tell him. Why are you telling us? I wonder about that. That's a question that I have for Chris Kirschner. Why should damn public, particularly when going public to the media about the contract, is what got them in this predicament in the first place. This is what ticked Aaron off preseason.
The fact that they offered him $213 and he said no, and then they leaked that. They didn't leak it. They out and out said that this is what happened, and that kind of backfired on him. So maybe they're going the other direction and saying, Aaron, we'll do anything for you. We're sorry. You're the boss. You hit 62 home runs. And so I think that they're doing it privately. They're also doing it publicly, but they're definitely doing it in part to cover their ass just in case things don't go their way. And that's the nature of modern sports and social media and all the rest of it. Everything is handled publicly now.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I truly, truly wonder, because this is the New York Yankees. Now, every team does it a little bit differently. Some are a little bit more forthcoming, a little bit more honest.
And the Giants have kind of done the same thing in that, hey, we're going to spend whatever it takes. We will not be outbid for Aaron Judge.
They didn't say that.
Isn't that what they said?
That's
been
reported. That's been reported by others. That's what I'm saying.
Farhan said not about Judge. He said we will spend.
He simply said money is not an object for what we're trying to do. He says nobody's out of our range.
So to that point,
that's the sense.
He's done the same thing though in terms of priming the pump for the fans. So if they don't get Judge and they don't get Correa and they don't get Swanson and they don't get any of these big players, he can at least say, hey, I told you we were going to try to spend money, and we did.
See, but I think that does the opposite with the way the Giants have done it. They're like, look, money's no object. We can go get anyone. And then they don't get anyone. People are like, well, what's your excuse now? You've got to be the high bidder. So they've actually, and I've said this to you a bunch of times, they've actually painted themselves into a corner this offseason by saying we're going to be aggressive. We can afford anyone. We really want to go for it. Well, if you say that, then you got to go do it. But you don't see, like, take Rodon. This comes up in press conferences with Farhan. You don't see him being like, so, we think Carlos Rodon is not only a really good pitcher, we think he's the sexiest man alive. And we think that he is the centerpiece of everything. He is the boss of everything. He is like Sepp Blatter. He's the president of everything. And we want him, and we are going to pay him everything. And we are going to tell him every day, and we're going to tell you, we love Carlos. No, it's one sentence. Yeah, we're still talking.
And he's walking.
Probably.
But the reason why he's walking
that's the way they handle it.
He's walking not because of the money. He's walking probably because of the way he was used.
I get that Aaron Judge is a different entity because he's never put on a different jersey and he's Aaron Judge. But do you see any other team with their major free agent doing this right now? Oh my gosh, we love him so much. We tell him every day that we're going to get money is not a problem. And teammates are not a problem. And we love you, and we love you. Do you see no one else is doing that?
This is a different situation, though. This is a guy who just hit 62 home runs for the New York freaking Yankees.
Are the Dodgers doing that with Trey Turner? That's a big deal.
Trey Turner is not Aaron Judge, though.
He's Trey frickin' Turner.
Right, but the Dodgers can absorb the loss of Trey Turner more than the Yankees can absorb the loss of Aaron Judge.
I mean, the Yankees are still going to be a good baseball team with or without Aaron Judge, and if they lose Aaron Judge, they're going to go get somebody else, right?
You figure.
I mean,
they usually
they're
have.
the Yankees.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
but they're not going to get a guy who hit 62 home runs.
I'm going to acknowledge that Aaron's Aaron. Aaron is on a different level. But even take the Angels. I didn't see the Angels as anybody. The Angels have come out. Now, he's not a free agent, but the Angels, Shohei's going to be on the team next year. But you don't see butt kissing. I don't hear this anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, the Angels are a different situation because that organization's a mess, and Ohtani is under team control, so they don't have to kiss his butt.
One more year.
And then he's gone. I don't think that there's any sensibility. Now, if we get to next year...
They don't think that. Are they just like fait accompli?
Next year, in the offseason, you don't think that they're going to be fawning over and pimping to try to keep Ohtani?
I don't. I do not think the owner of the Angels is going to be doing press conferences.
Artie Moreno?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That guy's not coming out with his, hey, free beer and we're keeping Shohei press conference. He's not doing it. It's not even just this year. Take Bryce Harper. Did you see Washington do this? This is, we love you, and we've told him, and I just want to let you know we've told him. It's like,
and
okay.
What happened?
He laughed.
Exactly. So maybe they should have. Maybe they should have come out. Maybe. Especially with a guy like Bryce Harper. Maybe they should have gone full court press.
What's a good comp of someone who stayed? Major free agent recently, Major League Baseball, who stayed. I'm even trying to think of who that would be. I mean, there's just not that many names like an Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
But that's the comp. Like somebody who you fawned over them. I mean, it really does. It sounds like they're apologizing on a daily basis for what happened at the beginning of the year.
As they should. If Aaron Judge was really bothered by it, and the reports are that he was.
But I'm scratching my head about that because free agency's underway. And if the New York Yankees were Cheshire Cat, if they were so confident, by the way, this is the Yankees. Yankees don't need to run around and start apologizing and begging people. This is the Yankees. But they're doing it. I've never seen them do this before. I don't see any team do this. Like the Dodgers right now, silent. Most teams want to lay in the weeds, and the Yankees sound like they're begging, and maybe that's just because maybe they are being forthright. I don't know the Yankees in their operations. That's why Chris Kirshner's going to join us in 6 minutes. But it's interesting to me that they're talking on the daily right now about we've told Aaron how much we love him. It sounds like they're begging.
Well, I think they need to beg because they need him to
Ain't
stay.
too proud to beg.
13, shout out the Temptations, 13 years now since the Yankees have won a World Series, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's the freaking Yankees. This is the longest time, the longest span they've gone without a World Series championship since it was 1978 to 1996. So they've been getting chips on the regular. Now it's been 13 years, and you're going to let the best slugger in the game walk to the Giants?
Now,
It's not happening.
What